What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. So today we're going to be talking about Madden NFL 23. Guys, if you've not seen a review, because really I'm not going to cover a ton of stuff in this because there's not just like a crazy drastic changes in the game that makes this Madden a million times better than Madden 22. So I'm not going to cover everything, but it really started to grow on me. Alrighty, let's get into it. Okay, so on to gameplay. Shoot, man, this game, alright, just coming in fresh with brand new passing mode. It's called Field Sense. It's not only passing, it covers a whole bunch of different positions and all this stuff. But man, coming in was hard. I mean, seriously, guys, I think like the first game I threw like 4 picks or 5 picks or like something like that. So they have definitely just had kind of, it's different, definitely a different system, a different engine, man. They have kind of tweaked it some, and they have different modes that you can choose from only within like the passing, but they still have the classic Madden. So, you know, if you guys are just kind of used to that, you can easily just pick that, and it's going to feel kind of the same as the other Maddens has played, and, you know, a little bit harder to kind of really get in those like precision passing, right? If you're really trying to get somebody like cutting over the middle, and it's either a bullet pass or a law pass or anything in between, you really kind of have to pinpoint it in order to make that a completion. So, you know what? I mean, I thought that was actually kind of cool because it was a challenge and it really was something different and something kind of new. Okay, so to sum up the 3-point, you know, passing mode within the Field Sense, basically just a passing technique, right? So it's a meter for power and a meter for accuracy. How that you can tell where the ball to go is obviously the direction of the stick, the way the player's going, how hard that you press the button, if you're going for a law pass, if you're going for a bullet pass, if you're going for anything in between. And it's really just kind of precision and a little bit more honed in on just a very pinpointed pass. If you can kind of get all these things to connect, and it will tell you good accuracy or bad accuracy, or, you know, whatever. Hey, needed more power. You know, it kind of gives you a meter, and it kind of gives you a gauge of, all right, how good and how bad of a pass that you're doing. And then if you don't want to deal with any of that, you can just kind of go back to the classic. But here's the thing, in my opinion and just my experience, it definitely didn't feel that much different from like the classic Madden to those other ones. I mean, I think there was definitely some sort of, you know, engineering and like development that kind of went in from those, and they all kind of are similar, but just like a little different. And to me, it wasn't just a massive difference that, okay, I'm a much better passer or I'm a much better quarterback if I'm playing on a classic versus either one of these other modes. For real, it's not like I was like, okay, I mean, I still threw picks. So the game was still, you know, depending on what level you're playing, it's not like I'm playing like the top level. I'm not a professional Madden player or like anything like that. But man, just like, it was still, you know, it still wasn't just the easiest Madden passing in the world. But like I said, I enjoyed that. I don't have any issues with that. So to me, that's a welcomed feature. Is it worth $7? Is a lot of these other features, small minor features that they put into these, you know, little other modes that they have, is it worth the upgrade? Absolutely not. It is not worth the upgrade. Okay, so one thing that I really want to hit on is the player customization. Because here's the thing, guys, I just came from a Saints Row game that was amazing. Player like customization, you can do anything and anything and everything that you wanted to do with this player. So if you guys have not seen that, go and check that video out. But man, this is so lacking, and I know that's not what the game is geared towards, and I know that's not their specialty, but man, I mean, it is super basic. It is absolutely basic. And I mean, they have some pretty cool options like for jerseys and stuff like that, like quite a few options with that. But if you're just looking to customize a player, here's the thing, I'm kind of leaning on the fence on whether I would either even have that in the game. Like, you just have it, you know, I guess maybe that was the reason why they went basic with it, where it's just like a couple options. But man, if they ever wanted to improve that, or honestly, maybe just take a little bit of that out of the game completely and just have you do a jersey, you know, and just have a random just custom player in there, you know, and just keep it simple, keep it like that. I don't know, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys like to see on the player customization. Okay, so just another thing that I was kind of thinking of as I was playing this, and I was kind of going through like the story mode and stuff like that. It's really, you know, it's kind of becoming a weirdly like arcadey kind of sandboxy type of game. You know, like, I mean, it's like some of these cutscenes and some of the stuff that they're trying to accomplish and trying to do, you'll see that in like a freaking like Grand Theft Auto game, you know, or a game of like that storyline, you know. And honestly, man, the storyline is so bad in this game, and just like the voice acting is really bad, and just how that they try to like incorporate different aspects of life. Okay, so it's cool that they have some different like community events and how you can, you know, as a player, you want to help people out and you want to go and do this and do that. You know, obviously it's just a simulation. It's not you actually go and do that in a game. So I don't know, for me, just the storyline, I guess in the Maddens for the past couple of years have just been really dull, and really I don't know why that they incorporate so much of that into it, because it really doesn't necessarily need to be there. They could take out a lot of the fluff and just have like a better game in my opinion, and I would be totally cool with that, because this is not necessarily a story-based game, right? I know they want to kind of incorporate that mode, and you can do that, but if you are going to do that, then just like, in my opinion, just make it better and actually tell a story, not just have little random cutscenes where you're signing a deal with Nike or you're doing this or doing that, right? So definitely could be improved. Definitely could improve and be improved. Quite a bit of that. Or again, just kind of take it out. Okay, so the mode that I was actually talking about, it's called Face the Franchise, which here's the thing, man, the more and more that I started playing that mode, I actually enjoyed it. There was a couple things that they did different within that mode, which was like, hey, they showed the offer, they didn't really, I think what they did a lot better was within Madden 22, was they almost kind of showed like the come up. They had like an NCAA championship game, and you know, you actually got to play that game, right? So they kind of went through a lot more steps. They kind of showed the draft, where this one, they didn't do that at all. They just kind of cut all that out, and I was like, I thought that was more cool last year. You should have did that the same thing this year, and then cut out some of this other stuff that was not in the game. So for me, Face the Franchise was cool. I kind of started to enjoy it, like I said, more and more. You know, some of the options, some of the training stuff that you could do, you could just kind of boost your stats a little bit, definitely help with your cred to upgrade your player a little bit faster. So man, I give them kind of some credit, and man, they really should have kept some of the stuff from 22 and then cut out some stuff from 23. Okay, so another thing that honestly, guys, I'm just not, every game is doing this now, and I think it absolutely makes sense for some games. But in my opinion, having like a more paid kind of season pass in Madden is not worth it. I don't think that it's really worth buying the game right now. Like, I really don't. Now, I do think that it could be like a DLC type of thing from last year, and they could add some sort of, you know, some sort of a price on that. Definitely a lot cheaper, like way cheaper, and I think it'd be worth it if you got like a couple of little features in this game, not many, but a couple of them are actually definitely worth checking out. So I don't know, man. For me, it's just having a season pass and paying more money and all this stuff just really doesn't make sense. You know, like it kind of makes sense in a COD game or in, you know, I don't know, some other games like Fall Guys and stuff like that I've been playing here recently, to just pay for, you know, pay for certain things, pay for certain skins, or, you know, whatever. I'm totally cool with that, but just in this game, it doesn't make that much sense to me. But maybe that's just because I'm just used to the older Maddens, and they're just trying to add some new features and stuff like that. Okay, so let's talk about just the mode, the yard, for a second, because it's kind of really similar to like Season Pass. Like you're just kind of like progressing through this. It's really not that much different. I mean, finding a match, going online and, you know, finding a match and all this stuff was super slow. Absolutely super slow. It was just like a very limited playbook. You had like a couple plays. It was kind of like the 6-on-6 type of thing. I did not see any changes from 2022 really at all. It's literally, they just put the exact same mode in and just said, all right, well, here you go. So for me, it's still, to me, a kind of a useless mode. Like, and I'm just gonna say the exact same thing that I said last year. It's really similar to like a Blitz, like an NFL Blitz, but toned down like a lot. And I don't know, you know, I'm sure some people absolutely love it. Dude, I got demolished. I got my butt kicked in that mode, so shout out to all those players who are just grinding that mode. That's awesome if you like it. Okay, so franchise mode. There really wasn't massive changes in this one either. There was, very few, very minor changes, at least that I noticed. And that was just really some of the options, right? Because you're kind of come in as a coach or an owner, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, the only couple of things that I noticed, there's like a managing kind of style that was like a little bit different, and it still had the same trees, right? It still had the kind of like the same like coaching trees that you could just still, add points to make your coaches better. Okay, so definitely one thing that I noticed that was new was players now have motivations. And that is, hey, what motivates your player to stay with the team, to want to get traded, or, anything under the sun that you could think of. Literally, they would, this is some of the options that I saw just going through it. And it was either green or red, so it's either good or bad. Team has a franchise quarterback, the weather is good, playoff contender, financials, the mentor, what kind of market the team was in. So just all kinds of different options for the player to have motivated to stay or to leave, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. New one that I thought was kind of cool was like a mentorship type of program. And that was literally just kind of super basic, at least from what I've seen. If you've had a better experience with it, or if you just noticed a lot more, definitely comment below. The only thing that I noticed was like, hey, like a mentor, a kind of veteran player would like reach out to the coach and be like, hey, I want to mentor so-and-so. I think they have a lot of potential to be really good on this team, blah, 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 blah. You get some like credibility points for that, different things like that. So that was actually kind of cool. They added a couple new features and, nothing crazy though. Okay, so that is gonna wrap it up for this video. Be sure and comment below. Man, keep them cool, keep them positive, but I would love to know some of your experiences about this game, whether you get it, whether you wouldn't get it, all that stuff. Alrighty, I'll see you on the next one. Peace!